Just wanted to recap what I have done for week 14 of 18 in my road to the Columbus Nationwide Children's Marathon. I am 4 weeks out. Um, Coming up here, I can't believe it. Oh, we have like 1 month left. It's been 2.5 months since I started training for this, so it's kind of fun to be like, okay, we're getting towards the end here. So I've kind of covered nutrition, and I touched a little bit on the time management aspect of it. And now I'm really in the throes of a very um, more involved schedule, at least things picking up a little bit more on the work front, a lot more do outs. It feels like, at least for me, and both the kids have gone back to school for me and have their own activities after school. They're both in volleyball right now, so it's been fun to kind of get that going with them. And of course, my highest mileage training weeks have been hitting. Last week being my 20-mile long run, rounding out to about a 45-ish mile week, and another 20-mile long run next week to be, okay, can't see it. Hang on, to be at a 43-mile week. So it's going to be quite interesting. I kind of want to hash in on that next week as more of a time management type thing. Now, I know I mentioned 168 hours, and I know how she does it by, gosh, I forgot her name now, but I will certainly mention that tomorrow. I looked to see if she had an app, because if I had an app to kind of track my time, it's a little bit better than a spreadsheet and pen and paper. I noticed I do better at tracking food and other activities if there's an app on my phone than anything else. I'd be useless if there wasn't an app for it. It feels like it doesn't necessarily have to be an app, but I got to see about putting the spreadsheet aspect onto my phone and just working it from there. If not, I'll try to sit down on my Google Calendar, and just rapidly type it out just to kind of gauge my time, and hopefully have enough time next Sunday after running 20 miles and getting ready for the week to kind of analyze my time and share that with you. Now, with that said, I figured I'd talk about more about what my week has been like. I was able to get 2 days of weight, and I did some speed work. That was with one hit exercise, and it was a lot more intense. I've noticed, like, I'll try to be a little bit more lax on my longer mileage weeks, just because I don't want to overexert myself. And this week I took the time that I usually would, running longer midweek miles, and of course longer um, long run weekend miles, and put that more on the front end, which I honestly was just exhausted. I looked at my Fitbit there, where I'd usually be at about 7 hours average sleep a night. That'd sometimes be varied from like 5.5 hours to sometimes 8.5 hours, depending on that. I notice if I don't hit a quota of 8, my body will stop me and say no. But this week I was at about 8 hours and 45 minutes averaging a night. And I noticed that I was very, very tired on the days that I was running 5 miles, and really kind of pushing the weights there. Um, I was done about 8 o'clock. My stepdaughter had a game on Thursday, and she said, "Oh, I really want you to be there." I was like, "Well, it will be going later for my youngest daughter to go anyway." So the pair she wanted was me, and I said, "You just want me there because I swear I'm going to pass out in the stands, and you just want to see if I'll get hit, in the face with a volleyball." It was I've never quite felt that way, so fatigued, but okay, just sleep is just gonna happen. So I feel better that I've kind of gotten that in. The another weird thing too that's still kind of happening is I haven't had the urge to stop and use the bathroom in my long runs again. But then today I only ran 12 miles for my long run, as opposed to 20 the prior week. So I think that's pretty good. But another really weird thing was my pace was at about a 10-minute mile pace. And now that's I didn't stop anywhere. I only had a few things. I had to take a phone call and kind of walk that for about a minute or so, and then had to deal with a little bit of mud. But it wasn't like stopping and readjusting anything, and filling up water bottles, and you know. uh, refueling the resources, so to speak. There's nothing like that when you usually have on longer runs like that. So it was fairly interesting, I think. Um, Another thing that did happen, and I don't know whether it's because of the extra training or the extra training cross training has helped, is I did kind of feel my knee give a little niggle. And that's probably why I was happy kind of sitting back on my pace a bit. I did feel I could have gone harder. My heart rate did not really go up to what it usually does when I'm really pushing it on longer runs, which I was okay with because I did feel a little bit of a niggle at the beginning and didn't feel it again. I did not want to push that. So all in all, I'm fairly happy that I was able to get it done. Today started out with my stepdaughter waking us up at about 1:30 in the morning and broke out in hives. And I didn't quite get settled and back to sleep until 4:30, and I did not wake up until 8 o'clock this morning, so to even go running. So I've been going since then. It is hitting later on in the day, and I'm finally sitting down. I don't think I've actually sat down all week. It feels like, so this is kind of a treat. This is a nice treat, and I kind of wanted to do that, get this in before it got too late. And it's kind of bittersweet. I have only three more long runs, and then I'm running this stupid marathon. I'm really getting down to the niggles of, this isn't a novice coming back or anything like that. I'm trying to build upon what I did last year, and the goal being under 4 hours. And it's scary. It's scary because I don't know if I really can do it. Today kind of showed me that might not be happening. With the 12-mile run, barely coming in under 2 hours. I mean, I could pull a half marathon and under 150 easily. So it's just, uh, but in the same circumstance, I'm very happy that I got in a little bit more weight training and everything else, because I will be pounding out the miles next week. Um, Next week again is another 20-miler. So I'm hoping to be well stretched um, and well ready for that. I'm cutting down the cross training time, just a little bit, but nothing too severe. So I kind of want to share that with you guys on this one, and maybe if I have the time, probably not next week. One of these weeks, maybe we'll analyze my food intake for this last long run um, before a marathon and training week, and then a time schedule along with that. That might be fun to do that. So I'm looking forward to that in that aspect of it. Again, next week is probably the best week to analyze if I can kind of keep on my, documenting the times that I am taking there, simply because I don't even think we're actually going to sit at the dinner table together all at once, except for like one time, no, maybe two times next week. My we have three games and practices every single night next week. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what we get done. Today, after my run, I had to, come home, shower, and head out the door and go grocery shopping that I didn't do yesterday because I was being lazy, you know. And to I at least prepped a little bit for that. So dinners are going to be crock pottage all the way, pretty much just grab and go and get what you can there. But I'm happy that it's not, okay, this parent's taking this kid to McDonald's, and it's going to Wendy's all the time, especially on our busier days. I think only once a month is where we're really doing the fast food thing. We can save our time and energy for eating out, at a sit down type of establishment and go from there. Um, so hopefully, here's to me just committing and saying, I'm going to do another, 168 time log and try to, delineate that. I love being able to show that I can do that, but when I really think about it, I've been sitting in my den. I don't think I've sat in this chair or in this room. The only times I've been in here in the past 3 weeks is to vacuum or dust or yell at somebody or just talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Um, so it's kind of fun to sit down and say that, oh, you can get it all done when I'm realizing it's like, my pastimes have kind of taken over here and I'm not really getting as much rest as some people would think. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this and um, again, I'm still kind of feeling, I'm pretty sure I can finish this marathon. Now, am I going to be able to finish this as uh, as strong and hopefully stronger than I did um, from the prior year. That I think is the whole goal is okay, what can you do with this race that you've already done before differently? What's different in your life? There's no reason to do the same marathon unless, or the same race I feel, unless you want to improve upon something or, if you have a setback or something, injury, you know, getting back on the horse, engaging it, with the same course and things like that. So again, I'm a little nervous. I can't believe I'm really feeling that. And there's only 4 more weeks. I'm still feeling very scared, very very scared. So again, last back week, and then next week is the only last week that we really build on, and then it's a big taper. So I hope everybody else who's watching this and is doing the Columbus Nationwide Marathon this year, um, I wish you all good luck if you ever watch this. It's getting down to the wire now, and I hope you all have a good night. See you next week.